But look, the reason we have our brother here today because we're both big Michael Jordan fans. You know, so I think we all are. You know, he's kind of in the Pippen camp more than me. You know what I mean? But you know, we all grew up Michael Jordan. I'm 82. I think you were born 86.
86, yeah.
So, you know, I had all the VHSs, dog. The Playground, Come Fly With Me, the Wheaties boxes. I had them joints, you know, plastered on my wall. I had the joint. He went from the free throw line from 88. Yeah, that joint right over my bed. You know what I'm saying? I had that joint. And so getting into this now with this Isiah Thomas hate, like Isiah Thomas has been, I'm going to tell you what I think it started. Then I'll give all, you know, y'all views and stuff, you know, on that. Like, this has been going back for me, I think, even before he got to the league. You know what I'm saying? When, because you look at it, Isiah Thomas, he went to Indiana, right?
Yeah.
He went to Indiana under Bob Knight, right? And so you remember even on those documentaries, Jordan was Team USA in '84 before he went to the draft, right?
Yeah.
And Bobby Knight
killed him.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it was on record. Bobby Knight was on record, and I don't think people really put this in perspective to where this is Isiah Thomas' guy. He looked at Bobby Knight as a God figure, like a coach father figure.
Jordan was gonna be the GOAT.
He said, "Jordan, this is the best player I've ever coached. This is the best player I've ever seen."
Yep.
This number one was a slap in the face, I think, to Isiah from the get go. He like, dang, but you had me.
Think about it like that.
He like, you had me though. He was the number one pick, I think, in his draft. Isiah, I think, maybe in 82, 83, whenever he
82.
came. 82. I think he was the number one pick, right? Or something like that.
Yeah, I know he was the top three.
Top three.
Yeah,
But because it was after they won the national championship.
He was number one because he said he didn't want to play. He tried to bomb.
Oh yeah, you're right. Because him and Mark Aguirre was trying to play on the same team. You right. Yep, sure was.
Yeah, so to me, this is where it started from the get-go because now Isiah looking like he the best player you've ever coached, but I brought you to the national championship, his freshman year or sophomore year? Probably sophomore year. Yeah. And he looking at this like, who's this dude? Then he get into the league. He go to the team he from Chicago.
Yeah. When Oak said that recently, I believe that was some truth behind it.
Bruh.
Folks were saying Oak hating, but he got some truth with it because I even read a story because being a fan, this is something that once I first heard about like freeze out game and I realized the beef, I didn't read some stuff, looked at the documentaries, just really, it was interesting to see. It's like, damn, where did this go back to? And I even heard, what's his name? John Sally said, he got a big Blad interview where he was like, the beef started because he said they had a cookout and Zeke's nephew came
I think
with the jersey and the shoes on, Jordan, and Zeke like, you know what you doing, you know, at the family barbecue, and you ain't got on no Pistons jersey, you know. Like he was hot about that.
Yeah.
Then he supposedly took Chicago from him because I guess it's like Penny here. You know, if people were starting to boo Penny because they like Ja so much, Penny probably would be like, you know, I was the first,
feel a certain way. I just looked it up. He was number 2 in the '81 draft. Mark Aguirre was number 1. And them two Chicago boys.
Mm-hmm.
And so when Jordan took over Chicago, I think Bobby Knight was the first blow, in my view, because this was the coach that said that, you know, groomed Isiah, took him to the national championship, and he was his best player. I think Bobby Knight was on record saying Isiah was the best player that he coached after that point. And so now in '84, that summer, he come out and say, I've never seen anything like this dude. Like, he's superhuman. He's the best player. I think he could go down as the best player ever. I think that's exactly what he said. Yeah. And so now Isiah looking at this dude like.
So basically, you saying
I mean?
Isiah acting like OJ and all them other dudes that when they don't be with their ex for 2 years, they feel some type of way.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
Exactly. The venom.
Like, it's not 29 other teams out there that I could play for.
You see the venom, though. You know what I'm saying? The venom that Isiah has,
but
you know, because of that.
But I said it's like this, though. Boosie did a Vlad interview. He was talking about the way people hate on him, and it's like, you went to school with Boosie. You know Boosie. You cool with Boosie. But then Boosie done blew up. Now you get in your car, you know what I'm saying? Your nephew like, oh, Daddy, you know, Unc, put that Boosie on. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You go home, your girl and your daughter's in there dancing to a Boosie song. You know what I'm saying? You go out and kick it with your homeboys. They talking about Boosie. You know what I'm saying? And you still struggling. And so now you kind of hate that person because you used to be, or you have a respect for that person, but now you feel like they're getting something that you should be getting. They're getting a respect level that you should be getting. So to your point, Isiah was doing the Nino Brown, you know, giving stuff to schools, turkey giveaways, Christmas time. Chicago is my city. I rep Chicago. I'm Chicago born and bred. But because you play for Detroit and y'all are the bad boys and y'all give everybody the business. So even though I'm a Chicago boy, you coming home and beating on our team, you know what I'm saying? Like, we going to boo you even though you a Chicago boy. Yeah. You know, and we mess with you in the offseason, but during the regular season, no love. And then now here's this guy that comes in. I mean, because he wasn't checking for Reggie Theus. Like, Reggie Theus played for the Bulls before Jordan got there. He's like, oh, that Kareem Akbar looking ass nigga, like, you know, that pretty motherfucker. Like, I ain't studying Reggie Theus, but it's like Jordan kind of had that, I don't want to say street cred, because Isiah had some street cred. Yeah. Like, for real. Yeah. Like, I've heard stories like Matt Barnes, them, Tony Allen, like, Isiah got some real live Chicago, like matter of fact, Quentin Richardson, I think, was his brother or somebody had gotten killed, and he was talking about he made a phone call, and Isiah, like, bro, you know what I'm saying?
Trouble for, he used to have gambling parties at some of the biggest Chicago dope dealers and stuff.
Oh, Isiah. Yeah, he got legit street cred, but like Jordan, I guess the swag maybe that the hood love, and so now this outsider, he kind of acting like Carlton off of Bel Air. Oh yeah. Cause it's like I really don't hate you, but I'm mad that you're getting all this attention that I should be getting. I feel like you're taking it away from me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know that Isiah was snorting Xanax or cocaine back in the 80s. So
he may have. Know. Where do you think it started from, MoKicks?
I think I saw a story of the guy that directed The Last Dance. I think his name Jason Hare. Mm-hmm. He the white guy that did it. He was like, they have some footage that they had to cut out to kind of squeeze everything together, but they talked to Isiah from where it started, and they talked to Jordan from where it started. So Isiah said he come to the All-Star game, his first All-Star game, he got on fur coats, gold necklaces, and you know, he was like, he walked in, Jordan had an entourage supposedly, so he walked in the elevator and didn't say nothing to Isiah. And so Isiah took it as, you were supposed to speak to me. Jordan, he said Jordan was like, I was just trying to be I didn't want to bother the guy. He said, I was trying to come in and be quiet. He said, although everybody took, you know, like he said they had a big, people were really mad when he did the dunk contest. He had on the Jordan warm-up. You know, everybody else played in they jerseys, but Jordan would have warm-up trying to promote the new shoe, but they like, who this nigga got? This Nike, what's Nike? He ain't Converse. He must be better than us, you know. They looked at it as he thought he was better than them when really he was just there. He was just happy to be there. So I think it started, I really honestly think a lot of them were jealous of Jordan. Oh, yeah. Just from the stuff he had coming in. You know, I think they said Converse was, you got maybe $100,000 a year, you know, having that sneaker. Nike come in and give him $500,000. You know, just stuff, and I think they probably was like, who he think he's supposed to be? And the crowd really like him. He, you know, I think it just was a perfect storm for a lot of hate. And then Jordan being Jordan, he probably was talking some shit too, you know. Like James Worthy said, he came in college telling him, I'm better than you, you know. And James Worthy like, oh, who are you, you know. Right. So I think it's just one of those perfect storm, and it started, and then you got the bad boys beating on them, the hard fouls. Jordan coming out, everybody says, now he wouldn't snitch to the media. He said what everybody wanted to say. Right. Bird didn't like Isiah.
Nobody liked him.
You know, nobody liked Isiah. Jordan said, I think they're terrible for basketball. So then that's why we didn't shake hands. Then you got to shake hands incident. You know, it just kept on going. And I think it built up, you know.
I think it's personal. I mean, we know it's personal, like even from the Bobby Knight thing, but even now, like to your point, you got kinfolk, you got your cousins buying Jordans, wearing the number 23, calling, you know what I'm saying? Man, y'all see what MJ did, you know what I'm saying? He did this thing coming from the free throw line. Man, we ain't never seen nothing like this in Chicago. Oh, what's up, Zeke? You know what I'm saying?
You like, give me Jordan autograph?
Right.
Y'all won, but you ain't dunk it like Mike did.
Yeah.
Right. And so it's like, and I think you brought up a good point. Like, if Penny was Penny in this time and he was on another team, you know what I'm saying? And Ja Morant is taking over the city. Like, Ja Morant, he ain't from Memphis, but you basically say he from Memphis. Yeah. How he acts, his vibe, how he how he carry himself. And so that would be a good analogy because then Penny would be like,
yeah, they need to go and re-up that nigga contract like ASAP.
Who?
Ja.
Ja. Oh, yeah.
Why he still in his rookie deal? Don't wait till that John over with, because you're gonna have to back up the Brinks truck.
He about to get $240 million.
That's what I'm saying. You can get him now for cheaper than what you would if you wait till year 5.
Yeah.
Year 5, he gonna have to pay the nigga $300 million. You know what I'm saying? Like you can probably get him for $200 now.
He finna get us Nike signature shoe. Like, it's to the moon now.
I thought they might would have put that out like during the All-Star weekend. I thought that would have been like a good thing, but they may roll it out for the playoffs. Maybe I don't know.
They could be.
They could roll it out for the playoffs. But back to this Jordan thing, like I think his family and stuff. And so I heard too. I looked through the internet. I was googling some of this stuff. I didn't know either. Andre Iguodala and Evan Turner have a podcast called the Point Forward Podcast, right? And they had Isiah Thomas on there last week.
Yeah, I read that today.
You read that?
Yeah.
And basically, he was like, MJ basically trying to change the narrative or take the narrative because he was like, I'm the one that beat Magic. I'm the one that beat Bird. I'm the one that went through, the 76ers, Dr. J and them like that. He didn't do that. MJ got beat down in the 80s. You know what I'm saying? And so that's my story. He's trying to take my story. I'm like, dude is delusional, bro.
See, what I want to ask Isiah is, and I know he probably going to say LeBron wasn't out then. It recently just changed. It's so many videos back when, Isiah was being the analyst, on like the TNT and stuff game. Mm-hmm. He the utmost praise for Jordan. That's why he's a master. That's why he's the greatest player ever. Arsenio Hall interview.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Really, and I think they showed Jordan reacted to it like it was like an 88 interview. And Jordan was looking like, damn, like I didn't know he thought about me like that because he don't talk to me like that on the court,
Right.
But Isiah was like, we on Arsenio Hall, to be honest, that dude is bad. Better than me, better than Bird, better than Magic. But now all of a sudden he was a non-factor.
Right.
Or you look at that 30 for 30, he said, I was up all night having dreams about number 23 in red. What can we do to stop him? But now, I wasn't worried about him.
Right.
Like, which one is it?
Man, you know what happens when niggas get old, man. We all got granddaddies and stuff like that. When niggas get old and bitter, then all of a sudden what coulda, shoulda, woulda been, and we Wesley Snipes, I never liked that pretty motherfucker anyway. Like, we get like that when we're in the moment, like how we really feel about somebody or something we say. And then over time, as we start to think about it, maybe resentment that we've had in the back of our mind comes back to the forefront.
Hey, you just made me think about what Jesse say about Obama. Wish I could his mouth.
Right. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's like, but you got to remember, though, Messy Jesse, he ran for president. Right. You know what I'm saying? I think when Carter was running and then when Reagan was running. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he messed around talking about the Jews. He messed around doing that because he called them Heimies. And no disrespect. Exactly. I don't even know what that means. Right. So I'm just repeating what Jesse Jackson said. But when he said that, it was over with. And as a matter of fact, Eddie Murphy had like a great sketch on Saturday Night Live where he was imitating Jesse Jackson.
I think it's
right. From catfish to gefilte fish, from the Diamond District to the Chitlin District. We gonna see leather hats and yarmulke side by side. But you know what I'm saying? Like, again, Jesse felt some type of way because, again, it's like, okay, here's this eloquent white people like to say, anytime you speak well, we're not well spoken, we're not eloquent, we're articulate. Right. MoKicks is so articulate. Yeah. That Jamal is so articulate. Right. But this eloquent, well spoken, educated black man who's been around great black leadership, who knows how to unite all people, like a rainbow coalition, maybe. Right. And then now he gets the office that you felt like you should have got 30 years ago. You know what I'm saying? And so now, you know, like to your point, my coach, I'm his golden boy. You know what I'm saying? I brought him a national championship. Now this dude is the best player. Okay, gut punch.
And see how Isiah came up to, like, if you see his story, like I saw he had a documentary.
Yep, I saw that too.
He was brought up fighting, you know,
right.
Like he was like it was more times they didn't have lights than they did have lights. Like, you know, not eating some nights and just hearing them tell their story was like, oh, so you used to fighting for everything. And so when the Jordan situation came along, Zeke, you know, to your point, street cred stuff, he ready to take it to the streets, like, but it didn't have to be that way.
Or maybe you see yourself, it's like you looking in the mirror, but you losing to your reflection.
Right. Yeah.
Because anytime Jordan would take stuff personal, but that was the thing. That's what pissed people off about Jordan. They didn't mind, like, because back in the day, you come out of college, you that dude, National Player of the Year, whatever, they punch you in the mouth and they put you in your place.
Right.
So it's like the Hall of Fame and the Hall of Game. Like, so you get punched in the mouth, you was 30 point in college, you get punched in the mouth when you step in the NBA, you might be 15, 16 points a game. But Jordan coming in that joint, bam, we punch him in the mouth and his scoring go up. Yeah. We punch him in the mouth, bam, he MVP. We punch him in the mouth, Defensive Player of the Year. And then not only that, he taking names he getting receipts for everybody who punched him in the mouth. You want a poster or he didn't put 50 on your head. And so Isiah, who had that same kind of mentality, is like, I see you, but I can't beat you.
And probably either way, because like you said, if he has the street cred, you know, I didn't know some of the stuff that y'all talking about his street cred. Like, let's say, even if he called his goons in Chicago, they ain't gonna do nothing to Mike because Mike got that pull in Chicago. Like, you going after Mike, like, what you gonna do?
Who was that?
Like, you ain't gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I can't remember. It was Quentin Richardson or somebody said when the Bulls won, like, for like a whole summer or something, like the violence had stopped.
Yeah,
that was on
the
knucklehead.
I want to say, yeah, but it was some
knucklehead.
Chicago people talking. But it's like, to your point, Mike, he didn't, that swagger, that he love.
He couldn't win either way, because even if Zeke was like, hey, you know, try to, you know, mess him up or, you know, put him in a position to where, you know, the tabloids to get to him, like, you probably couldn't get down to Chicago because Chicago ain't never seen nothing like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And the money that they're getting from the businesses and stuff downtown and business owners like the barbershops. Yep. You know what I'm saying? I'm assuming back in those days probably got a whole lot of money, a whole lot of conversation and stuff. And so it's like,
you know what it was? Isaiah Thomas was Cuba Gooding Jr. and Michael Jordan was Denzel in American Gangster. And so, like, you know, you used to being that dude, and then all of a sudden Frank Lucas just showed up, and it's like, you're not that dude no more.
Taking over shot.
And then he letting you know.
Yeah. You can't,
hey,
you can't
this is my city. This is my brand. I stand by it. I endorse it.
And to a degree, now that we're talking about it, I can see how Isiah can have some lifetime vendetta against that. You know what I'm saying? Just how we look at our city, right? We from here. It's just like you an MC or somebody that's from some other place come here and, you know, now they're, you know, y'all got the same style and so now he's looked at like, but dang, like, I'm from here. I'm South Memphis. I'm Raleigh.
I'm going to tell you where it really changed. Even though, and people, I hate when this topic come up because people like to ignore, Magic Johnson wrote his book saying he was originally the last step to keeping Isiah off the Dream Team because of, I guess he thought Isiah had questioned his sexuality.
Yeah, no, Isiah had like said something about him messing with a,
which
like,
is terrible. People always, Isiah the victim, that was terrible to say.
Hold up. Isaiah said that Magic was
undercover
dudes.
Basically.
That's how he got the HIV.
Ain't no telling what they doing out there in LA.
I got you.
Because back then, you know, they thought gay people only got AIDS.
Right.
So Magic heard that and was like, oh no, I'm the captain. He's not on the Dream Team.
Oh, have y'all watched that Showtime show? I mean, the winning, not Showtime, the HBO show, the Winning Time joint.
Is it good?
Nigga.
It's good.
Hey.
I was hesitant because I was looking like.
And Norm Nixon's son is playing him. That's his son that's playing him.
Because I can't lie, like, dude, Slick looked like Magic. Like, back in the day.
Yeah.
When I look at the preview, but I was like, I didn't know.
The dude looked like Kareem, too, though. The one that got playing Kareem.
Okay, so y'all telling me it's good.
Yes. Yeah. And the dude that played from Step Brothers, he's playing as Dr. Buss. Yeah. Hey, no, that's not good.
I'm gonna check it out then, because I was hesitant. I was like, it's gonna be corny.
Hey,
Is it? It was good.
It's
though.
good.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
It's
I'm
phenomenal.
into it.
Where it changed, and then so it was this new audio tape that somebody did interview Jordan, and he said on there, if Isaiah's on his team, I'm not playing. So everybody just ran with it, and it was a host of people. David Robinson, who's the most Christian person ever said,
Right.
I don't know why Isaiah's surprised he was left off the team.
Yeah.
Pippen, no, I didn't want him on the team. Patrick Ewing, he was not gonna fit in. Karl Malone definitely
not Carl.
So everybody
definitely
lays it at Mike, in which Mike has recently said, "You want to lay it at my feet? That's fine." But I wasn't the only one that didn't want him on the team, and I think Isaiah's just taking it. That's when it turned and he started talking.
Yeah. I mean, if for Karl Malone to call you a terrible person, that's saying a lot. Because Karl Malone,
I don't know if y'all seen that jump when he
Karl
was.
Malone is horrible.
Terrible.
Great basketball player, horrible human being.
Yeah, man. He's that dude.
I would trade him for OJ any day.
Yeah, I know. That was.
I would trade Karl Malone for OJ any day.
You trade him in the.
Yeah, they can have Karl Malone. We take OJ back.
In the racial draft though. You got to pick.
Oh no, we never. No, that white people gave OJ back in the racial draft. They gave James Brown back too.
But I remember the jump, man. I think you be sharing it sometimes on social media. The jump where he be high talking to that.
Oh yeah. Oh. I feel good.
I make love good.
It's like, so what are you gonna be doing this for? Oh, we're gonna be working on this new magazine. It's a Christian magazine. It's like he got sober right then. I'm like,
The second coming.
right? Yes, the second coming. We've got the Reverend Billy Graham. This is gonna be real good.
Yeah, right back into the mode.
And, I mean, he got real serious, and then so like, what about your concert? Oh, I feel good. Stay on the scene like a sex machine. What happened, James? Living in America.
Man, that joke is great.
I had to say, cause I was like, man, every time you post that, just sometimes I be tripping because that dude crap. But the thing, even with Isaiah, man, like I think it runs even deep. Even the video, you remember during the All-Star weekend, doing the top 75, when he went up to Magic, he was talking to Magic, Jordan right behind him. I think you seen it. Jordan right behind him, like act like he don't see him at all. You know what I'm saying? Talk, hey, da. Pat him on the chest.
And Jordan even looked at him a couple times.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
like
right. I saw that too. I peeped game too.
Yeah.
It was like if they locked eyes, Jordan was gonna be like, what's up, a pound, whatever.
Yeah.
But Isaiah just did that. Then it looked like Magic said a joke or something. they folks going in like MJ going back and forth with a joke. But
Isaiah's probably heard about that too, because it looked like Magic never talk about it.
Yeah, that's why
that's going to be a victim again.
That's why I think what he said on that Point Forward podcast is from what he probably saw from Magic and Michael with that, because it's like, now y'all talking about behind my back, but it's like, I think to you brought the analogy, like this is how OJ felt. You know what I'm saying? Like Isaiah is he's torn, he's broken, And
no, that's the way y'all said. That's the way OJ felt. I was just saying that y'all are saying it's like OJ.
Keep it present.